Hello and welcome to the Puck Drops Here podcast. I am your host, John Crawford, along with my brother Howie, here for episode number 27 of the Puck Drops Here podcast of season 3. Howie, how you been this week?
Don't ask.
Don't ask. All right. Have you...
Yesterday it was really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you narrowed down your city yet of where you may move? Have you got it down to a group?
My original two still.
Down to 2.
Yeah, just my original two. Either Twin Cities or St. Louis.
Okay, so it will be one of those.
Yeah, and more than likely it'll be, my best guess is probably within 6 months.
Really?
So by the latest, I would guess by the start of next season.
Wow. You have just maybe you ought to just go.
Or no, not even that. That'd be too late. Actually, it could be right before the Stanley Cup or just after the Cup.
Wow. Wow. Maybe you should just do our show remotely all the time. And just go from city to city, from one arena to the next.
Well, I don't know, because I could stay out here because I know the city of LA is trying to pass a bill to create a bond or an additional property tax to raise millions of dollars to alleviate the homeless problem, and they're going to build affordable housing for the homeless, so I could move in there.
Oh, but what's affordable out there?
Well, because most of the people that would be living in there would be the homeless guys, with the drug addicts that are like partially or fully completely insane.
Right. Okay.
That would never live in an apartment. So I could just go to the streets of LA and act a little bit crazy.
There you go. Nice.
Give myself a place.
And how is Mr. Bill? Has he been put back together yet?
No, I've not had any time to even deal with that right now.
Yeah. Well, we have had some wild weather over the last 12 to 18 hours or so. Last 20 hours. The weather's been crazy out here. We've had some tornadoes.
We've had just sun all over the place.
Oh, here. Lord, is everybody okay?
I'm afraid to go outside.
It's that sun and nice weather that'll get you every time, man. It's dangerous stuff.
That's why I want to get out of here.
Too much sunshine and nice weather.
I don't like that crap.
Yeah. Get me into the blizzards. The other good thing for me this week is today, well, as of 7:30 this morning, I am on vacation for this week.
What's that?
It's where you, I know it's very foreign to you, but you take some days and relax and not have to go to work. I know that's hard to fathom. That look on your face like, what the heck?
Wow.
Yeah, well, new concept.
I don't even know what that's like. Interesting.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our hockey news.
Were you fired?
No, I wasn't fired. I get to go back after a week. Well, actually 10 days. Okay. Yeah, they let me back. Hockey news, Howie. So there hadn't been a lot of news yet, and we know the trade deadline's coming real fast. So
Yeah, it's been really quiet, which I think things should get really interesting here. And
right, right. We'll get to it in just a second because it has been quiet for some teams, but some teams, if you look back here, this is what Toronto has done since the 8th. Okay, this is just the Toronto.
They've completely changed their entire roster.
Right, they have changed their roster, and we'll go through this in just a second. So, but first, before I get to this, I know that Sean Thornton, I think just today, was it today or yesterday, agreed to terms for a 1-year contract with Florida. But there's no information on it, so
I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, and then the other thing I had was the other thing, and let's go ahead and get to this because when I started doing this, and I got down to this part, I don't think you can see yet.
No,
this is Toronto's record from February 8th, which is the day before all this started happening, and February 25th, which is today. And this is their record, and how many goals for, yada yada yada. So we'll get to that in a second. So since February 9th, February 8th was the last day that the old Toronto team was together, and then on February 9th, Toronto started making all these moves. So they got rid of Phaneuf, Fratton, Bailey, and Rupert on the 9th, and they picked up Cowan, Michalik, Greening, and Lindbergh. Now, on paper, when I started breaking this down, I thought, wow, Toronto really came out on that. They really made some moves. They got rid of some older guys and started bringing in some youth and gave them a new look. On February 21st, they got rid of Matthias, which he scored last night.
Mm-hmm.
Sent him to Colorado, and he scored last night for Colorado. And picked up Smith. I thought, on paper, okay, another good move by Toronto, and that's what those little red stars were. That you can't see.
I'm surprised they haven't moved a goaltender yet.
I was too, but we're not there yet,
yeah.
Right? And then on the 22nd, they let Pollock and Spalling go and picked up 2 second-round picks, the 2017 and 18 picks, second-round picks.
Yeah.
And picked up Rafi Torres. I thought, wow, they're making some moves now, and they're starting to look really good on paper.
Yeah.
So then I thought, well, okay, this all started on the 9th. So on the 8th, I wanted to see, okay, let's see if there was any difference, just in that short amount of time. So at the time of the trade, on February 8th, they had played 51 games. Since then, keep in mind, we've had the All-Star weekend and all that. So there were some days. And then as of February 25th, a total of 58 games. So we're talking about 7 games.
Right.
They've picked up one more win. They've picked up... So they have really not done anything. So that made me think.
They need a celebrity coach.
That made me think, wow. Coach Yao, or however you say his name, Yao or Yao? Yo. Was let go on February 13th.
They may pick him up as an assistant. I don't think they're going to get rid. They won't get rid of him.
But that's not where I want to go yet. I mean, he's out there and wants to coach again.
But I did read an interesting article last night about him. But go ahead and.
Okay. So I did this same thing with Minnesota. They made one change with one man, and this is the difference. They, since the 13th, have played 5 games. Okay? They've got 4 wins, 1 loss, 22 goals for, 12 against, for a total of 8 points in 5 games.
Yeah.
They made one move, changed one thing.
And that wasn't even a player.
It wasn't even a player. It was a coaching change.
But with that coaching change, though, depending how the rest of the season goes, could get interesting. Because the article I read last night, apparently right before the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
both Parisi and Suter signed Adam Oates as a personal coach.
Yeah.
And every so often, Oates would show up at practices, which did not please Yo.
Really? Okay.
So, and I guess he kind of stirred some things in the pot, apparently, because Oates wants to get back into coaching. So it almost sounds like Oates kind of pushed himself in there a little bit.
Well.
So it'll be interesting to see if.
So if I just start going down to the rec center, wait, let me think
Yeah,
about
apparently
this.
so. Well, that might work for World Team Tennis.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I could just kind of own a team all of a sudden.
Yeah. So, yeah, he started interfering with showing up at practices, and I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see if Minnesota hangs on to Torchetti throughout and sign him, or will they bring in or start doing interviews and then bring in Oates on recommendation from Parisi and Suter?
Wow.
I also read an article too where I heard both Parisi and Suter kind of wished they had signed with Detroit.
What?
I don't know.
Wow.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Minnesota right now.
That's
Maybe
kind of weird.
Got to do some investigating reporting.
Yes. Put your little Sherlock Holmes hat on.
Yeah.
And get your little pipe that you just got. That pipe that you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
The NHL.
Yeah.
The sleuth of the NHL.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens. And I still keep hearing grumblings as far as trades goes. Or Dumba's name keeps coming up too.
Yeah, yeah.
I would not get rid of him. I don't know.
Well, they they obviously need some things though.
Well, no, they're looking for. They want a scoring forward. I know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've heard they've been looking at Oposo from the Islanders. They've
Right.
They've been looking at him, but they're again, who do you get rid of there? The rumor I heard for him would be I think it was Dumba, Brodeen, and Coyle, which would, I mean, to me, that's not. I would not give up those three for him.
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah. And then Howie, on the 21st we had the Stadium Series game. Did you finally get to watch that? I hadn't talked to you about it because
No, I have not seen. I've not watched it yet. I saw highlights, but that's it. But I still.
so
wanna
you
watch.
already know what the score is.
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
Well, plus two. You told me what their record was since the coaching change. and I
Oh
know-
yeah, sorry about that.
So
yeah.
that
Oh.
would have told me they won.
Oh. Oops. Spoiler alert.
I should have said no, but you just told me when you told me the record.
Yeah. Oops.
I know they lost to the Isles.
yeah. Sorry about that.
Thanks.
That's that NHL sleuth that you are that figured it out. Damn you. And so on the 27th, on 2 days from now, Howie, we have Detroit and Colorado.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Stadium Series game, which really then started me thinking on only from some of the things I've read out in some of the social media stuff about the Stadium Series in a whole.
Yeah.
If the NHL should cut back on the Stadium Series, maybe go with, and I don't know how I feel about it because I like seeing it, but
Oh, so fine.
a lot of the things that I hear and see out there is that the NHL needs to cut back on it because they're taking the
They're doing it too much.
that's what people are saying, yeah, that that they're taking
Yeah, they're
like
almost walking-
the game that's on the Winter Classic and kind of making it it's just the Winter Classic. If I
Right.
miss that, then I'll just see the Stadium Series. It's going to happen 2 more times, so
Right.
but that for me personally, it really doesn't bother me. I want to see more of it.
Right.
I like it. I think it's cool, and I know it costs a lot because they have to set up the stadiums and all that. But I think the 3 times a year, which is what you usually get, you get the Winter Classic and 2 Stadium Series games.
Well, you have the Heritage game too. In Canada.
Yeah, I don't think that that's too much for me.
No.
The more of it that I see, the better I think it is. I don't think that the Winter Classic has lost its oomph. Do you?
No.
I mean, as a hockey fan?
No, I mean, the only thing I'd like to see is different teams involved because it seems like Detroit's always there, Chicago's always there, Pittsburgh's always there.
Yeah.
I'd rather see them mix it up a little bit more.
Well, they have. I thought they've gone a little bit better with the Kings and the Ducks, and
Yeah. I mean, but like in Minnesota's case, Minnesota actually wanted to play Chicago.
Mhm.
I mean,
I think
for
they
them,
can, and I
had
think that they will.
Chicago is a big rivalry for Minnesota.
Right. You take those big rivalry games, in like Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and I don't know. I like to see more of it myself, but that's just me. But I just was saying that because I was reading a lot and seeing a lot of stuff about people kind of poo-pooing it, that they maybe should really cut back on it. And I don't know. Did you lose me?
Yeah, you froze.
Oh.
Last word I heard was people.
I don't know what I said after that. So,
Something about people.
yeah, something about people. All right, let's get into the standings here because it's we only got 10 minutes left. And starting in the East, in the Atlantic Division, Minnesota. Why? I've got them on my brain. Florida leads that division with 75 points, followed by Tampa Bay with 72 and Boston with 72. And close behind them is Detroit with 71, Ottawa 64, Montreal at 63, Buffalo at 55, and Toronto at 50. Things are starting to tighten up there from Detroit on up. But you can't leave Ottawa or Montreal out of this yet. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with Montreal, except they lost Price. And
Montreal, I think it's Price is what's hurting it.
Yeah, I mean, have you heard anything about them getting him back, or they need to do something?
No, I've not heard anything at all about getting him back.
But yeah, it's definitely hurt them.
Yeah. And I know. I guess the rumors with Montreal having Subban out on the trading block, that's been put to rest. They're not planning on moving him at all.
Yeah,
which I mean, that would have been stupid on their part to get rid of him anyway.
Yeah, especially right now. They really need a good backup for Price, obviously.
Yeah.
Moving to the Metropolitan Division, leading the division there is Washington, who's just kicking everybody's butt. They're probably the number one team in the league right now.
They're the Vegas odd favorite to win the cup.
Yeah, they are just hot right now. It's amazing how good they are. Followed by the Rangers with 74 and the Islanders with 71. Pittsburgh with 68. New Jersey with 67. Carolina 66. Philadelphia 63. And Columbus with 56. I don't know what to say.
Columbus is still playing good, too.
Huh?
Columbus is still playing really well.
Well, they're playing better, but they've got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're going to catch the Rangers or Islanders at this point.
No, they won't finish the second or third, but I mean they've got an outside shot, a real outside shot of catching a wild card.
Well,
if they could keep playing the way they do and just move up one at a time, I mean they can do it.
But that means
I have my faith in them.
Okay, all right. I know that. I mean, they are the surprise to me too, but whatever. The West, Howie.
In the West, in the Central, we have a changing of the guard in the Central.
Yep.
We have Dallas moved back into first with 82 points, followed by Chicago with 81, St. Louis with 79, Nashville 69, Colorado 68, Minnesota 64, and Winnipeg trailing well behind now with 54.
Right.
So that's kind of spread out. The 1 through 3 is still really tight.
Well, I think 1 through 4 is really tight. I think Nashville has started to turn the corner.
Yeah, but there you got a 10-point difference there, and I just don't see Dallas, Chicago, or St. Louis falling apart to where Nashville could catch them. I mean, Nashville's going to have to pull a 10-12 game winning streak in order to move up there, and I just don't see them doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. They can make a big move in the next couple days. That can turn that whole thing around.
They can. I'm just praying that Minnesota could catch that last wild card spot right now.
Yeah.
And then going into the Pacific, we have the Kings still on top at 74, but
Barely.
hanging on now with Anaheim right behind them with 72 points. San Jose with 70, Arizona with 60, Vancouver at 58, and I just spit on my computer. Calgary 55 and Edmonton with 50. Yeah, so that 1 through 3 is really.
Yeah, and Anaheim's on a little winning streak right here. They've got 6 in a row.
Well, even San Jose. I mean, San Jose's last 10, they're 6-2-2.
Yeah, they're playing really well too. So it'll be.
I thought the teams were going to skate away with this at one point. Now it's just like they could drop to third real easy.
Yeah, they could. Kings, I was kind of doing some analyzing them on what they should do. I really think they need to pick up a defenseman.
Well, I know. Well, last I read was that they're looking at Andrew Ladd.
Yeah, which he'd be a good get. He'd be a good get for them. But who am I going to give up for him? I don't know who do they need, or what do they need?
I don't know. I mean, if for me, because I know the Kings are, or not the Kings, the Minnesota's looking for offense,
Right.
and I don't know. For me, if I were gonna pick, if I was gonna pick someone up from LA myself,
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I don't know who I would give up for him, but I'd be interested in Toffoli.
Oh no, my friend. He's not leaving LA. No.
That's who I like, Toffoli.
So do I. He's staying. Sorry, not for sale. Moving on.
Where is Toffoli as far as their team stat wise?
Well, I could tell you. Well, he is. He is second in the plus minus. You always see him right down below on our scroll every week. Tyler Toffoli's is second.
Well, that's it, because almost anytime I play fantasy hockey, either on DraftKings or what's the other one?
I don't know.
I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. But I always pick up Toffoli.
Yeah, he's a plus 24, plus minus.
But yeah, for I just don't know who I would give up for him. I mean, I might be, because if you're going to take one of my defensemen,
no, how he's not leaving. He's not for sale. Move on. Try again.
Try again.
Yeah, try again.
I don't know. I don't know who I'd give up.
I've got Jerry Korab.
No, I don't need defense. I need a.
By the way, he played in the alumni game.
I saw that.
Yeah.
When I went through the rosters, I saw that.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there for that. For that. All right. While you're trying to think of who,
I'll give you Brodin and Prosser and a draft pick for Toffoli. So I'll give you 2 defensemen.
No, I'm not going to give him up yet. No.
And another signed Jerry Korab card.
Ooh. The deal just got sweet. Oh man. All right, Howie, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for listening and watching our podcast. Go out and visit our website at www.thepuckdropshere.com. Go to our podcast page and you can listen to or watch our past episodes from this season. Also, if you scroll down about halfway through, you will find the Hockey Talk Radio player. We are on Hockey Talk Radio several times a day. It's 24 hours Hockey Talk Radio. It'd be awesome. Do you listen to that, Howie? I listen to it all the time.
Every now and then I'll go out there to see what's
Yeah,
on.
it's good stuff. Send us a like on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Twitter. Send us a tweet. Email us at Jon and Howie at thepuckdropshere.com. What else, Howie? We got, we're everywhere, so you can catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, FM, whatever it's called, FM Player or something. We're on everything.
I don't know all those players. There's
We're on hundreds of them. So with that, Howie, I think we will talk to you all next week. We should have a lot of packed show next week, full of where everybody ended up and where after the trade deadline. So we'll start getting a better picture of who is going to make that big push for the playoffs. So with that, Howie, we will talk to you later. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the games and the Stadium Series between Detroit and Colorado this weekend. We bid you all adieu.
Bye.